Okay, welcome to the weekly portion of Chayei Sarah, which actually talks about the death of Sarah, or opens with the subject of the death of Sarah, and yet it is called Chayei Sarah, a little bit ironically. There are explanations in rabbinic tradition as to why, but obviously it is because it opens with the words Vayihiyu Chayei Sarah, which you can see here. And we'll read it once regular, once with the melody, and then we'll talk a little bit about the grammar. And we have a little bit of Greek even today. So, without further ado, Vayihiyu Chayei Sarah, Mea Shana, Ve'esrim Shana, Ve'sheva Shanim, Shenei Chayei Sarah. And once with the melody, Vayihiyu Chayei Sarah, 100 שנה, ו20 שנה, ו7 שנים, שני חיי שרה. So, both Vayihiyu and Chayei, which we have here, are related to roots whose third root letter is originally a yod. Okay, so Vayihiyu, the root is hey yod, and originally yod. Okay, but in the lexicons you would find it, or in many grammar books, as hey, yod, and hey, because the lexicons list the verbs, and some of them also the noun, according to the basically third person masculine singular form of the verb, which is haya. But originally the third root letter is a yod. The same goes for chayei, which comes from the root chet yod yod, for living, having to do with life. Again, you would find it chet yod and hey with the lexicons, but originally chet yod and yod. Also note the very cumbersome way of talking about the age. 100 shana, ו20 shana, ו7 shanim, shenei chayei Sarah. So we have two things really. The first one is 100 shana, ו20 shana, ו7 shanim. Note the singular here, shana, the singular here, shana, and the plural form here, shanim. Hebrew, when counting something that is bigger than 10, Hebrew may use the singular instead of the plural. So for the number 7, it uses the plural form, but once you go over 10, it is more likely that you'd see, even though possibly you can see the plural, it is more likely that you'll see the singular. So 20 years and 100 years, all in all, 127 years. Okay? But note the structure. 100 shana, ו20 shana, ו7 shanim. 100 years and 20 years and 7 years. When shana, obviously the singular, is used to describe plural. Again, when going beyond 10, you may more commonly even see the singular form rather than the plural. Note the other problem with it is that we have a repetition. The life of Sarah were 127 years, the years of the life of Sarah. You can see that there is some redundancy here, and indeed, many of the scholars that deal with the textual criticism of the Hebrew Bible say that we have kind of two versions that were kind of combined or maybe repeated the phrase Chayei Sarah, okay, or maybe even the word shenei should be inserted here, and then the word Chayei Sarah should not have been written twice in this verse. All kinds of theories, especially if you compare that to the Septuagint, and here we've got the Greek, okay, egeneto de zoe saras, the life of Sarah were ete hekaton eikosi hepta, okay, years, again, we've talked about the years, but here 127, okay, so the life of the years of Sarah were 127 without the repetition. So some of the scholars indeed refer to the Septuagint to suggest there might existed a Hebrew underlining version that did not contain the repetition here. And these are a few grammatical and even textual issues about the weekly portion or the first verse of the weekly portion of Chayei Sarah.